Go.
All right. Hi everybody, I'm Perry. I'm the head propagator here at Berkum Nursery. I just want to talk to you a little bit today about a program that we're really excited about that's going to involve local ecotype native plants. We have always grown native plants here at the nursery, as all of you know, and it's always been really important to us to have environmental responsibility dealing with the plants. There's really only 3 plants in the nursery that are wild dug. Those are the Denstadia fern, Comptonia sweet fern, and the Hammercallis fulva. Everything else that we grow and that we sell is from plants that we've propagated ourselves in stock beds that we maintained, whether we do dividing or collecting seed. Unfortunately, we can't do that with all the plants we have in the nursery, so we do have to purchase in some seed that we buy from seed companies that will collect seed in different parts of the United States to help us along with the numbers that we need. The past number of years, we've had some interest. People have had interest in natives through pollinator gardens, butterfly gardens, and just more of a natural native-looking landscape that they're looking for. So in people looking at natives, people becoming more interested in natives, there's been a real push to try different plants. And what we've found is people are interested in the natives for the United States, but also they are interested in natives that are very specific to the New England area. So obviously these plants have evolved in this area. They have evolved with all the environmental factors around them. So they're hardy plants, they're really good pollinator and food sources for the critters out there. And then as a perk to all of us, they are attractive looking plants, a lot of them, so we can use them to sell folks. When we were talking about this, and when Peter has kind of thought about this for the past number of years, and then finally, maybe 3 years ago, people really started asking about native, local ecotype plants. So Peter came up with a plan to start developing a program here at the nursery as to how we could environmentally responsibly grow these plants, keep these plants, and get them into the trade. So the first thing we did was we created a stock bed area. So this area over here that we're on now is over across the marsh from the nursery, and it's kind of lovingly known as Stump Hill. As you can see, it's a good piece of New England land. It's on a hill, it has a lot of rocks, and of course it had stumps in it. So last summer, the guys spent quite a bit of time over here kind of clearing the space, taking out stumps that they could, picking rocks, doing all that type of stuff. And then what we did is took big sheets of black plastic, laid it over the grass and the weeds and anything that was left in the soil, and we're going to leave the plastic on for about a year. And then once the plastic is on and it kind of heats everything up, the idea is that it's going to create sort of a sod or a thatch that we can plant into, and do kind of a no-till type of idea for planting the area. We kind of figured the less we disturb the soil, the less weeds are going to show up, the less maintenance we're going to have to take care of the area. So that was kind of the thinking behind the no-till. So that was done last summer, and then late summer and early into fall, Kate and Peter did a lot of seed collecting. They went out did a lot of identifying first, and then collecting of seed in areas kind of quite a few places in the state and even out of state. They went to undisturbed, undeveloped type of areas to collect seed, brought seed back to the prop house. We did a little bit of light cleaning on it, seeded it into open trays, and then this spring and summer we had great germination on a lot of the crops, and so we transplanted them to liners, grew out the liners for a couple months, and then probably about mid-July we started planting them out into the area of Stump Hill that was ready for planting. So as you can see as we walk along, if you look at the ground, just what a good job that black mat did on the weeds and grass. Again, when John B. came over here and planted all these plants, he did a really good job of just making a small hole for the plug and not disturbing too much of the soil. Had good spacing, and then hopefully with these plants, as they fill in and grow in, they should hopefully shade out a lot of the weeds. And so again, we're hoping that this will just make it a lower maintenance type of area that we have to maintain. But you can see we have a nice grid pattern for everything. Each little section has its own group of plants in it. And so hopefully it should be a good area for us to collect seed, and create crops for future use. I think right now the general plan is to do some experimenting still, and 2021 you may see some plants on the availability list, but nothing for sure. And then 2022 have a more definite plan as to what we can provide to you and have on the list. Plants will either be in our normal pot sizes that we always use, or we're talking also about using some of the larger landscape plugs to sell the plants. So that'll be an interesting thing to try. I think we're all excited about this program. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's always interesting to work with different plants. So I think these are a lot of new plants for a lot of us. I think they're great plants. It's a good thing, I think, for homeowners to become more interested in them and to find out more about them. So if we can create a situation where they're more available in trade, people have more of a constant source for them, I think that will be a good thing. So we'll have more information as time goes on here. I'm sure we'll be putting emails out to you and constant contact and things like that. But thank you very much for your time, and have a good day.